Back to the store.
Yeah, and so basically what I'm doing here is I'm hoarding as many credits as I can because I'm waiting for the level 5 suit.
Does the safe have unlimited inventory?
I don't know.
You keep pushing more stuff into it.
Well, I'm either selling it or moving stuff there. I don't always move it to the safe, but the safe does have quite a bit of space. In the case of Dead Space 2 and 3, the safe has very finite space. As for the first game, I'm not sure.
Every time I see the air cans, I always think of Spaceballs. There is no such thing as an air shortage.
And yeah, I'm buying a bunch of power nodes, Newbies, but that's what I use to upgrade my weapons and my armor.
Excellent.
And various other assorted things.
Yes, he currently has 3. He has the 3rd suit of 5 suits in this game.
Yeah, I could buy the 4th suit at this point.
Than the last.
Yeah. And the whole point of getting higher levels of the suit is it adds inventory space, which I desperately need right now. And it adds armor as well.
So which chapter do you get the 5th suit?
The next chapter. I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil that right now. That's the very first thing I do when I hit that chapter. The suits are also schematics. Yeah, chapter 10 turned out to be something of a sore spot for me, but that's because of the minigame there and not the actual level itself.
That's one thing that I seem to see a lot, and like people try to play through a game and they're like, yeah, the game is great, but then whenever they get to the sore spot of the game, it's always the mini game. Some games have good mini games, and other games have mini games that you must play in order to continue the game.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It doesn't force me to do it, but it gives you a power node for completing it, all 6 levels of it, and that's 10,000 credits.
Right.
So, logically speaking, a free power node is a good thing. But in retrospect, it wasn't really worth it.
Why is there a shaking?
Oh, it's yeah. The shaking is not me doing shaky cam. This
No, I keep hearing explosions.
Yeah, that's the engine firing.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's a deranged Marine, I suppose.
Somehow there was a survivor or two.
Well, I guess if you run faster than all your friends, you can survive.
The marker does make you go insane eventually. So.
Yeah. Yeah, which explains what happens to Isaac.
Yes.
Yeah, in no uncertain terms. But apparently before that guy ran away, he looted 1 box.
That bastard.
It was probably a power node too.
Knowing my luck, it probably was a power node.
That guy's probably like gonna move on to another ship and like own all of the necromorphs.
It could be.
Power node.
If he has a contact beam, maybe. Who knows? Oh, he looted another one. Damn it.
This guy. He's just ruining your day.
Well, he lives on this ship, so of course he knows where all the power nodes are.
I guess. But yeah, in keeping with Isaac's tradition of doing all the bad ideas, we're now going to walk into an engine that's fully active right now.
Instead of, say, finding an off switch, or...
Well, that's the funny thing, the off switch...
Probably on the other side.
No, it's not all the way on the other side, it's inside the engine.
Of course it is.
Why wouldn't it be?
Well, okay, and it's not even an off switch so much as it's a set of circuits that I have to break in order to, to explain what the hell I'm doing, I'm using kinesis and kind of inchworming my way forward. because that's the only way you can avoid getting fried, and I think I still managed to do that at least once, because I can't avoid setting myself on fire whenever it's present. Okay, to be fair, I only did it on purpose once in one of the weapons demonstrations. But yeah, you have to push this thing forward a certain distance, and since I can't see the pipes, it makes it doubly hard.
Can you move it while the fire is going on?
I can, but I've learned from my own personal experience that it's a lot better to just inch along while it's not doing that. Because sometimes I move it too fast, it gets too far ahead, and then I get caught on fire.
Yeah.
This is just lovely.
Oh yeah, it is.
The design on these ships is stupid. No matter which ship you're on, the Ishimura or this one.
If I may paraphrase Noah Antweiler, the future is very inconvenient. Nothing fucking works.
And there's no railings for anything, and yeah.
Well, actually in Dead Space there's plenty of railings. There's plenty of things to keep...
on that elevator.
Oh, actually the cargo lifts are pretty good about the guardrails thing most of the time. And actually, believe it or not, the elevators are the safest place in Dead Space, because in all the time I've played the games, I've only been ambushed in the elevator twice out of 3 games. So I'd say the ratio's pretty good. And at this point, I get impatient and run to the back, and I think I set myself on fire. Yep, right there.
Well, at least it doesn't insta-kill you, like I would think it would.
That's about a third of your health gone, though.
That's okay, he's got like a dozen med packs.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why do you think I carry that many med packs? Is because I anticipate hurting myself.
But yeah, how do you make a ship whose off switch is inside the actual like problem?
Well, I would imagine that the idea is that you turn it off from a safer place, but as Hammond said before, that the ship is practically sheared in half, so the easy button probably is somewhere else on the ship.
Well, yeah, but even so, the manual override should be in an area that you can actually access normally.
Redundancy and etc. etc.
Well, I don't know. That kind of thing happens a lot in fiction. Like, I went back and watched a few episodes of Trigun recently, and one of the manual override switches in the most inconvenient place ever on this steamship. Anybody who's seen the series knows exactly what I'm talking about, and I think this is where the engine stops.
I really should go back and watch that series again.
It's a good
one.
one.
It's been a long time.
Whew, okay.
So everything's not on fire anymore, but that's not going to last.
Oh.
It's just the engine is not going to be producing fire. It's everything else that's going to be producing it.
Oh,
what is that?
That would be the singularity core that I'm referring to.
Oh.
Right now I'm running around to see if there's any actual loot, but I don't believe there is, so it's kind of pointless.
In a room of fire.
You never know.
It's probably been all burned up.
Hey.
And we have to think... There we go.
Oh, by the way, this engine is designed so that if you take out the power core, suddenly it explodes.
Is that it? You got it? Oh my god.
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence.
That's the piece we need. Get to the crew deck.
And give us a map where we don't actually have a map normally.
Well, actually, there is an in-game map. I just don't use it a whole lot.
Oh.
I actually missed the map. I wish they would have given you the map in Dead Space 2 or 3. Also, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that we're about to say goodbye to Coach Garcia.
No, not Captain Garcia.
Who? I'm not. Don't explain. Don't explain.
He's the leader of your expedition.
It's a small running gag in my commentary. The person who I refer to as Coach Garcia, I just call him that because he looks like a middle school coach of mine.
Oh, there he is.
Isaac, over here. I've been trying to reach you. My comm was out. Tell the signal to call back so I can get out of here.
Is there a wall between you?
Yeah, it's glass.
Oh, it's one of those guys. You're right, those pulse rifles do nothing.
So basically, all the Marines went down kind of like this.
Yeah, more or less. Although, to be fair, Hammond died fighting a brute, which, you know, there are worse ways to die, I'm sure.
But its coloring states that it's one of those, like, super brutes or whatever, right?
Yes, this is an enhanced brute, and I think it's the only enhanced brute that we see. Yeah, I could be misspeaking. Where the hell did he go?
What are you talking about? He's on the left side.
No, he's not.
Who's left?
Okay, so it's circled around.
Okay, I think we
where he
figured it out.
was. Okay.
Clearly this thing is smarter than I am. But,
It doesn't help that we have another one of those very convenient lockdown procedures going on. The ones that are designed to help people and, you know, prevent dangerous things.
So why aren't you using the Ripper in this one?
I don't know, I panicked. I just started...
Understandable.
Well, actually, I panicked, and also at the same time, I was trying to see what happens when you actually take the arm off of one of these things. A very dumb time to experiment, but, you know, I'm nothing if not persistent.
There we go.
This is where you say screw it.
Yeah, I think that's the point where I say screw it.
Because against, like, large targets like this, the Ripper is the best because you can... Now pound him into the ground. Or not.
Please don't.
There.
Both arms. And I'm rewarded for my trouble with a diamond semiconductor.
I just lost all of Hammond's vitals. Is he dead?
That's like a modern equivalent of a gem.
More or less. Actually, you know, I know that semiconductors are used in computers. How the fuck do you make one out of a ruby or a diamond? I'm just curious.
But I'm guessing as far as the function of this game, they're the like super credit sellers.
Yeah, it's worth a lot of money. 25,000 credits in this case. 10 seconds.
Well, it's possible that they're not actually made out of the material, that they're just, you know, that's the classification of it.